What's going on, guys? This is Nick from Nick's Archery. I hope you had a good week and an even better weekend. I'm currently out on the field of Paringa Archers up in Trevelyan. It is pretty windy up here. No sight of the sun at all. I'm currently about halfway through the field, just doing a bit of field shooting out here. And I thought I'd take the time to talk a little bit about drawing a bow and how to line yourself up properly. It's one of those things that really sets you up for your progression and your shot process when shooting. If you've seen my other videos for stance and grip, this will really help you up for the next step for that. In that in mind, let's get started. Talking about drawing your bow, most archers, especially beginner archers, think it's all about your arms. You know, you got to have the biggest muscles and all these things. When you draw your bow, it's all about everything has to line up. It's all about your bone structure and having everything lined up when you draw back. Now, a lot of mistakes is a lot of people like to draw back hard and have hard on that back wall. That can create a lot more problems. Ooh, get a bit cold now. Now when it comes to drawing, you're really going to make sure that you're not drawing low to the target and coming up, because what they can create is your shoulder creeping up like this, and that's what we call collapsing the shoulder. Now it's a very basic thing to draw bad, but can be a difficult thing to draw right. Now we're going to get started here. I'll just grab my bow. I'll just give you an example. So what you want to be able to do when you start your draw is never have your arm bent when you start the draw. Because what's going to happen, a lot of archers like to keep it bent and then straighten up here. Even bent it when they draw, and that can create a lot of problems. Most archers like to draw low and keep that arm bent. What happens is they bend it and then they draw up. You see how my front shoulder's kicked up? You want to avoid that as much as you can, because when that kicks up, you're going to have a lot of tension going through your body. When it comes to the perfect archery form and the perfect alignment for your body, the easiest way to find that for yourself is basically stand straight up, posture back, shoulders down, stand straight, put your hands straight up like that, arms straight in. There's perfect archery form right there. Just putting your hand up, or if you recap, you come under, right? Compound, you come straight up. So there's your perfect archery form, just coming up, straight up like that. Straight in, bang, turn your head, that's it. That's when you can understand where that feels, you can kind of understand what your alignment is, because you're trying to get all your bones aligned up, alright? So when we draw back our bow, we've got to make sure our shoulder is relaxed, and that's both shoulders, not just one. We've got to make sure it's down and it's forward. So when I shoot, when I set myself up here and I'm ready to go, I push down my front shoulder, so my front shoulder goes down, and I keep that level the whole way through the shot. I'll show you. So when I bring it up, it stays, and I draw it back. It doesn't move, doesn't creep up, doesn't come down, it just stays there. You almost want it to lock in place. You don't want to have a bent arm, but you don't want to have a completely straight arm either. You know, you don't want to have it completely straight like this, otherwise you can't quite come back. So exactly, you want to have a little bit of a bend in your front arm to be able to draw back. And what most other common archers do is they draw low to the target and then they come up, and that's going to create a lot more problems for you. So you can do everything right. You can have that shoulder down, you could draw low, and then when you come up, shoulders coming up again. So you're really going to make sure that when you draw, this stays down at all times, because this is the most, when it comes to your front shoulder, this is going to be the most basic thing which is going to have the most effect when you shoot. If this is up, it's going to shake, it's going to have that tremble in your shoulder. So what you want to be able to do is create relaxation in your shot. You want your shot to flow as much as possible. So when you do your shot, come up, draw it back, shoulder doesn't creep up, shoulder doesn't move, it locks there, it locks, but you're not putting tension on it, you're just locking it down and keeping it there. Another thing we look for is what muscles you use when you draw back, and there can be a lot of variance in a lot of people. Now, I never really use my arm when I draw back. I kind of use my whole body to draw back. So think of it this way, when I put my release on the hook, or the D-loop, I don't actually pull with my hand, because what that's going to create is a pull with my hand, it's going to be a lot more difficult. What you want to be able to do is draw with your whole elbow, all of your arm. So when I go up to shoot and I come up to draw and draw back, I use the tip of my elbow and I just think of pulling that back and the whole thing comes back. And come up, draw. And I'm drawing back with my hand, I'm drawing back with my elbow, then I come in. Now, another thing you've got to look out for is making sure that when you draw back, your arrow is staying flat the whole way. It cannot kick up any more than 90 degrees from the ground. Otherwise we call that a sky draw in archery. And you'll be penalised for that if you ever go into a tournament. So you want to be able to raise your bow but keep that arrow flat the whole way. So when you raise that bow, you want to raise it up, come back up here, arrow's staying flat but it's going up. And when you draw back, the arrow stays straight. It's almost like you're drawing downwards to yourself. You never want to draw upwards. You want to relax down, because if you go up, you're already going against gravity. You want to be able to go with gravity when you shoot. So, push down, shoulder, lock. We raise up to the target. We don't want to raise to the target, we want to raise above the target. And what that helps us is when we come into anchor, we can then just relax down to the target where we need to be. So, lock in place, shoulders locked, come up, keep that arrow straight, pull back with the elbow, and there you go. Perfect draw. Do that every time. I can guarantee you will never get tired. The only thing that's going to get tired is your whole body, because you're using your whole body. There's nothing like using your arms over and over and over and over, and then your arms get tired or your back gets tired. You want to be able to use your entire body when you come up and you draw back and come in. I hope this has been helpful for some of you with having a good draw. If you've got any questions, please ask down below and I can answer them for you. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope it's been useful, and I'll see you next time.